خب یکی دوستان در یوتیوب خواسته بود که کوک ستار من نشون بدم بهشون که ستار چطور کوک میشه. Somebody asked me on YouTube what is the tuning of the setar. So basically setar has 4 strings. The first one and the third one are identical actually, and they're both tuned to the C4, which is the middle C on a piano, about 200 something hertz. So both the first one and the third one. The third one is actually never fingered. You don't try to fret or play melodies on the third one. It's really just a drone string. So this is a C3, a middle C on a piano, and this one is just an octave below that, so that's simple. And usually the second string, which is kind of a goldish color, copper, or actually brass string, is tuned to a G, a perfect fourth below the C4 actually. I think this is C4, that's G3, C4, and then C3. This one's about 100 hertz or something, 120 hertz, 200 hertz, double that and so on. And you can tune using a tuner. Well, so in theory the tuning is C, G, C, C, but in practice musicians tune it about a whole tone or a half a tone, or sometimes a 1.5 tone below the middle C. They make it looser to have a different sound. I don't think really setar was ever designed to truly be tuned to the middle C, but they just call that just because then you have C, D, E, F, so forth. It's just easier to name them that way. So that's tuning. You can use a tuner for that, but at some point you should learn to do it by ear, because the ear can be more exact than a tuner actually. And really what you have to look for is resonance. You try to listen and you try to look for beat, or also you look for resonance when the two. You start with the bass string, because that's the most dominant, most amount of energy is coming from that string. Once you tune that, then tuning the rest of them to them, then you tune the bass string, then you tune the third string, which is a drone, with that one. That's how I do it. You just try to listen for a resonance. Right now it's pretty good, but let's say you reduce it just a little bit below it, or it's kind of like tuning a radio, just a little bit below or a little bit above. It doesn't sound right. It's annoying a little bit. It's not as clear. Let's go down, let's say. It doesn't sound too beautiful or resonant. And now go up. It's getting there. Getting there. It's tuned. Now you go up, let's see. See, now it's out of tune. So this is something, a bit of ear training that you can try to go down. It's also a very good idea to pull the string, because you always need to do that almost, because even if it sounds tuned now, in 5 minutes the tension could equalize here behind the nut, and then it could go out of tune. So it's always a good idea to pull. This is pretty good. Okay. So I was just now tuning the third string, the drone string, to the bass one. Then I go to the second one, which is the G string. Let's go a little bit below to hear how it feels, how it sounds. Right now it's not that bad, it's pretty good, but let's go below. Low. Okay, baby. Okay. And let's go back up. It's getting there. Bobo, no barking, please. So it's there, and now let's go above a little bit. The show must continue. The show must go on. And now it's a little bit too high, but intentionally, just for you to get used to the sound. This is just like the sound of an ambulance, the CG. To just have, or you could think of melodies in popular songs that use that jump. And then I'm going to finally tune the main string. Most of the melodies are going to be played on the first two strings. Right now it sounds too low. Low. Now it's tuned. Go up a little bit. See, it doesn't sound too good. So I kind of stroke them down. Now it's pretty good. Go low. Too low. Bobo, no barking. Inside. Come, baby, come. Inside. No barking. Okay. So everything should sound good together, except that I'm not sure it does. So these two first, and then these three, and then it's always good to pull the strings. I don't have time right now, but let's assume it's tuned. The fret that is really used a lot on the setar is the C fret on the second string. So it's C, G. If you hold the G string down here, if you look at my setar, there's a lot of wear and tear you see here on that fret, just because it gets a lot of use. It's like a C chord, because everything is going to be tuned to C. It's not a C chord. It's all Persian C chord. Now in a different video, maybe I will videotape how the two hands should be placed on the neck and so forth, how you're supposed to, the proper posture, which is really, I would say 30 degrees up, and the bit that people don't see is that about 30 degrees away from the body. So the setar is not horizontal, about 30-40 degrees high, and then 30 degrees out. This hand, you want to just make sure that it's not kinked as you're playing. You kind of want it to be very comfortable in a very natural position, just like you would have on a piano, just very relaxed. So one thing that I mentioned in the other video clip was that the frets, basically, if you have tuned to C, let's take a break and we start the clip again and continue. Let's see.